Well, promising to pay several months of your mortgage if you lose your job, help revitalize slumping new home sales. That's what luxury home builder Toll Brothers is betting on. CNBC's Diana Olick now with the details of this mortgage protection program. Diana.
Well, Maria, Hyundai did it first. If you lose your job, you can return the car. Now Toll Brothers is following suit with a mortgage protection plan. No, you can't return the house. But if you do lose your job, Toll Brothers will cover up to 6 monthly payments of principal, interest, real estate taxes, and homeowner insurance up to $2,500 a month, of course, on a Toll Brothers home that you purchase from now forward. You have to fund your loan through TBI Mortgage, which is a subsidiary of Toll, and you can't have any knowledge of an impending job loss when you buy the home.
If it's good for Hyundai, why can't it be good for a home builder to use a similar kind of program to bring peace of mind to some of their clients?
But you have to wonder why Toll is the one home builder leading the charge, given that Toll is the luxury high-end builder. Average price for a Toll home is around $600,000. This month, Toll estimated fiscal first quarter home building revenue would be cut in half from a year ago. Net contracts down 59%.
I think that we're always looking at ways to make it a better value to buy a Toll Brothers home, and this is just another way of doing that.
Now, I asked Mr. Rassman if he was concerned about any possible moral hazard, that is, suggesting that somebody who might be worried about losing their job should go out and buy a home. He said no. He feels that people at that price point are secure in their jobs, but then you have to ask, if they're securing your job, how is this plan going to be much of an incentive? For more on this, go to the blog, realtycheck.cnbc.com. Maria?
Diana, it's all great questions. I'll ask you to please stick around as we explore whether these types of incentives from home builders are really part of the housing solution. Joining the conversation is Fred Glick, CEO of U.S. Loans Mortgage, along with Mike Larson, housing analyst with Weiss Research. Nice to have you on the program, gentlemen. Welcome.
Hello, Maria. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Fred, what do you think about this plan and the Toll Brothers?
Well, they're just buying a little bit of insurance, but really the bottom line is jobs, 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 jobs. You can come up with any little plan here and there. Unless you have a job, it doesn't really matter. It's just like the tax credit. Hey, it's great to get $8,000, but if you don't have the job or the down payment, what good is the credit?
Well, I suspect, Mike, that they've done the math and they're not going to give out enough mortgages, whereas if all of those people say, well, now we need the help for 6 months, that they're not going to be belly up, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, I mean, I think what Toll's trying to get at is clearly the biggest obstacle to buying a house in this environment. And as the other guest pointed out, that's job security. Subsidized mortgage rate is nice, a tax credit's nice, but again, if you're not confident you're going to have the income to pay your mortgage 6 months down the road, your company's cutting back, whatever the reason, you're not going to buy a house in this environment, and that's a big problem.
Diana, what about that question, though, that I'm trying to get at here? I mean, do you think the home builders have enough capital to cover such a plan if, in fact, the numbers materialize?
Well, actually, I asked him about that, and the way they're doing this is essentially Toll Brothers is buying insurance through an insurance company. It's not Toll Brothers itself, so the insurance company is going to take the hit. And what Toll Brothers is saying is that they feel that in the insurance company's risk management, they figured out how many people are going to lose their jobs and in what bracket and how whoever buys Toll Brothers home. So they're relying on this insurance company. Essentially, what they're doing is paying the insurance for you for the next 6 months.
So, Fred, what is your answer to the housing problem?
Oh, boy, here we go. Once we get the jobs and the jobs stabilized, and I think that job stabilization is going to be very regional. You're going to have areas, and I was saying like Los Angeles, I think, is the first area to come back because of the entertainment industry, because people are staying home and they're not traveling. So that swells, and then you get things to move on. We get the jobs. Then what happens is people then need the down payment. Instead of the tax credit, let's give them the money directly from the Treasury and put a mortgage against the property for their down payment. And if they don't pay the mortgage, then you're going to take that money back out of their taxes and take it back every week, so they have what they call skin in the game. And that's really important. Once you get that, once you stop having Fannie and Freddie charge ridiculous add-ons for loans to make them ridiculously expensive, then you get the market back to really good prices. People are then able to afford the monthly payments along with getting that down payment. And I think that will change and people will get confident and we'll be flying away. So just a matter of time.
Mike, what about that? I mean, if it's really all at the end of the day about jobs, how do we get home prices to stabilize in an environment where a lot of people feel like we haven't seen the bottom when it comes to job cuts?
Well, I think the question of how do we stabilize home prices, I'd flip it around and say that falling home prices aren't really part of the problem here. They're part of the solution. In the markets where home prices have fallen the sharpest and values being restored, the Floridas, the Californias, and what have you, you're actually seeing sales volume pick up quite a bit, and the supply of homes for sale is coming down. It's painful for the people who end up being upside down as a result, but there is buying that's happening when people see value. So I don't think we want to impede the decline in home prices. That's what we need to get rid of all this excess inventory that's hanging over our head.
Diana, what about that? You blogged about the Obama administration's housing foreclosure plan. Tell us what you said and what kind of a reception you got.
Well, you know, I blogged that perhaps it needed to be a little bit more, and I got a furor on the blog because most people don't want them to help out at all in the housing market. They want to see a healthy correction. The problem is when you look at what the housing market's crash has done to the greater economy, at some point you say we have to take this bitter pill and do something about it, even if it does mean giving people money who made poor choices. Now, what I heard today, though, from a CEO of a major home builder is that what he's seeing is more and more people who can afford their mortgages but have very high negative home equity, that is, have lost far more than just 5, 10, have lost about 40% equity in their homes, that they just want to walk away at this point. And that's going to cause prices to go down further because these are people who are not in trouble for any particular reason, but just say, why should I continue paying on a home where I have no equity and I'm not going to get any equity in this home for another 20 years? That's going to be a continuing problem. So I guess until you address the home equity issue, you're not going to stop the fall in home prices.
Fred, what about tax credits?
Well, before the tax credit, just real quick to pick up on something Diana said. The FHA and the VA do allow refinances without appraisals. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac need to do the same thing. And I think people will stay in their house if they know they can get down from 6.5 and 7 to 5, 4.5, just to a manageable payment, and they'll wait it out because they want to.
They're paying on a house that they're never going to have any equity in?
Yeah, because they want to keep their kids in school. They want to stay there. Where are they going to? How are they going to be able to buy anything anyway? They don't have a down payment. So they're kind of stuck there. And also, there's
well, they can rent. I mean, the problem with the rental vacancy rate in this country. I mean, there's rental property everywhere. So there are housing alternatives to somebody who has a loan-to-value ratio effectively of 140 or 150%.
Yeah, you can rent and you can wait out the market and wait out your credit rating until you get back on your feet and buy again.
I'm not saying this is a 100% solution, but I mean it probably will take 20% of the people down, and then they'll stop the values from going down a little bit. I mean, it's just a help, and all they're doing is trading payments to a lower payment. You're also putting money back into the economy.
Well, there is a reason we don't have a resolution on this yet, everybody. Thank you very much for weighing in. We very much appreciate it.
Take care.
We'll see you soon. Fred, Mike, Diana.